we're joined by our eNCA journalist, Tumaole Mohlaoli. Thank you very much, Tumaole, for joining us. Now, does Ravalomanana's return signal he might go back into politics? I mean, it's been quite a tumultuous time for the man, hasn't it?
No, it really, really has. And one would have assumed that after, several attempts to return back home, Marc Ravalomanana would have heeded SADC's call and tried to really steer clear of the political, if I can say, playing field right now at this moment. But certainly it would seem that his return back home would have buoyed him, and giving that speech, as was reported at his home shortly after arriving, one that was perceived as politically indicating that he was back in the fray. Then the security forces acted and arrested him. But then he's not really one to shy away from confronting the situation, or what he feels is him being hard done by, because he was ousted in a military coup. Even when he was here, in the time that I spoke to him a couple of years ago, he maintained that he is still the elected president of Madagascar, and he feels that even SADC's intervention has played into the hands of his rivals because they have essentially endorsed a coup, even though SADC stepped in to enforce a situation whereby his rival, Andry Rajoelina, had to then relent power. Elections were held, and then a compromised candidate is now at the helm.
Whatever happened to what many people perceived as him sort of pushing his wife into the seat so that he could sort of be the shadow president? Whatever happened to that? Because there was a time where we thought that his wife was going to run for elections and become the president.
Absolutely.
And so forth.
And I think this was another play at him trying to re-enter the fray behind the scenes. And again, something that his political detractors and opponents really stamped their feet down and said it's not going to be possible, because he was trying to get back home in the time he was in exile on the ticket that I'm stepping aside and I'm going to let my wife go into the fray. But then again, political analysts and his opponents said, well, this is nothing more than him trying to play puppet master, and they cannot allow a situation whereby he can come back into the country under those guises. This is where SADC said to both players on either side of the political spectrum, you need to step aside. No proxies will come in, although the current incumbent is still seen as an ally or someone who's favored by Andry Rajoelina. Right. So the question must be raised then, is Andry Rajoelina not being seen even by SADC, which is a referee, as ruling from behind the curtains? So, again, power politics and the compromises that have to be done at the end of the day need to move Madagascar forward, because you couldn't have a situation where this tiny island nation that depends so much on the region has been suspended by the African Union, has been suspended by SADC. This effectively crippled its economy.
And I want to carry on that topic. I mean, the sort of return of Ravalomanana, what does it really mean for the country itself, and what challenge does it pose really for the government?
It was supposed to be a move in the right direction to show the world that effectively some kind of political stability had been brought into the country, whereby an exiled leader could come in and carry on with life beyond politics under the guise, or under rather the guidance of the SADC roadmap, and it was supposed to be a move forward. So now you can just imagine what will happen to the guarantors of this roadmap from SADC when he returns back home and he's then seen to be arrested, whether it's a military intervention, whether it's by those former opponents working from behind the scenes. It throws the country back into chaos and begs the question, is Madagascar ready to move forward? And therefore, if this is not the case, then what happens with the issue of sanctions, and what happens with the issue of it being suspended from the SADC and African Union? Are we going back to that? Because Madagascar, following this political crisis, really was desperate to get back into the fold, because economically it was also in tatters.